Hi guys, a little bit out of the ordinary today. Away from video games for a change. I'm going to do this live because I'm not really much into editing anymore. Um, and a bit of a cheapskate with my time. Spend most of my time on Twitch now rather than YouTube. Um, Maybe you guys will come and check out the Twitch channel. That's Spasm SP45M. That's spelled. Anyway, how to engage theist door knockers 101. Uh, and before I start, note that you can just ask the Johos or Sevos politely to take you off the visitation list, presumably blacklisting yourself, but they still inevitably come back, albeit sometime down the track. Anyway, here goes. Say it's 9 a.m. Saturday morning. You hear knock, knock, knock. Grumble, grumble. You put on some pants and you open the door, and looking as unimpressed as possible, only to find God botherers. So it's, hey, what can I do for you? Now I'm going to paraphrase this. It's a bit of a generalization, but the conversation usually goes something like this. And it was two women the first time, an elder and a trainee. Although, ironically, the trainee was at least 70 and the physical elder of the two. Anyway, you'll generally get theist. Have you ever wondered about the existence of God? And I'll come back with, no, not really. I don't see any evidence for it. Theist. Some rambling about, look all around you at the wonders of the world. Yada, yada, yada. And from me, this is where I cut them off and ask, could I ask you a few questions? The theists will, they're out to spread the word, so it's like, yeah, sure, yeah. Anyway, I have a list of questions that I ask. I've done this a couple of times now, and it's been pretty much the same sort of outcome both times. Anyway, is it good to do the will of this loving God? Yes. Do you have a book containing his words and instructions? And they'll hold up the Goat Herder's Guide to the Galaxy. Why, yes. In this book, does this God ask his people or followers to kill people of the neighbouring tribes? Get a bit of an odd look from them here, and they should say yes. There might be a but, but just ask them to bear with you until you get to the end, and tell them they can argue their point then and whatnot. If they just want to argue at this point, just politely close the door on them, and you might want to go back to, as I said at the start, just blacklist yourself. They will indulge you with that. Anyway, where was I up to? Yada 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 yada. Okay. Anyway, from there, does this include killing children? And this is another question I'm going to actually use next time. I haven't used it before, but and taking virgin girls as slaves for that matter. Right, so they'll likely falter at this point, and and ah a little bit, like I do. So I offer to give them some scripture if they're not sure or dodging a question. I keep a list of some of these in a drawer next to my front door now, just in case, although I haven't had to use them yet. Or not that list anyway. Anyway, some of the stuff I'm not going to go into all of the scriptures. I might put them in the description, or you can look them up yourself on evilbible.com. But anyway, there's plenty of scriptures. You've got murder, rape, and pillage. You've got more rape and pillage, laws of rape, rape of female captives, rape and spoils of war, sex slaves, God assists, rape and plunder, death for hitting your dad, death for cursing parents, killing non-believers, I don't know, more rape and baby killing. The list goes on, and I have a list of the actual scriptures for those. It's all over the place. It's in Judges, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Exodus, Zechariah. It's all through the Bible. It's hideous, and it's easily quotable to them. Anyway, so here comes the loaded questions. The real have you stopped beating your wife type questions. So if God asked you to kill a child, maybe your own child for that matter, what would your preferred method be? I like to offer a few methods here, and before they can answer, stab them, choke them, stone them, just beat them to death, or maybe burn them on an altar, as Jephthah did to his daughter in Judges. I haven't asked this one before, but I'm going to do next time, if need be. And it goes back to that other question I haven't asked yet. If you took a virgin slave girl home, would you treat her well? And what would you use her for? Anyway, I digress. I've used variants of this speech several times, and there is a bit of a theme to the outcome. Did I say earlier that it was 2 women the first time? Anyway, one said, "Oh, I wouldn't kill a child," and I just said, "Oh, so you deny your God then?" It seems a bit pointless in following him or her. I don't want to presume gender. And then quickly move on to the next one because you don't want to give them too much time to. Well, they need to dig a hole for themselves probably. Anyway, I move on quickly with them, and the next one. Well, the first time she was in tears, or they were welling, and stuttering, grasping awkwardly for some sort of evasive ethical answer that I don't think was ever going to come. But anyway, before she could, I said, "Where are we?" Oh, actually, no. The first time at that point, I just invited them in for coffee. But strangely enough, they weren't obliged for refreshments. Possibly the conversation put them off, or maybe it was my gruff old appearance. I am a large, bald, bearded guy with an off-putting stare, as people have told me many times. And there was the big black pit bull next to me. Bless his little heart, Bruce. He's all bark and no bite. He doesn't really even bark that much. He's more sniffs and waggy tail, but he is an impressive figure. Anyway, they were pretty keen to make an exit, and I actually got the feeling that they thought they might end up buried at the foot of the garden if they came in. And that was the end of that. I politely closed the door on those two. The trainee was the denier of the two, bless her heart, and you could really see she had some doubts as I closed the door. Not doubts about me, doubts about the religion she'd dropped herself in. Anyway, the second visit was once again 2 women, but also an elderly gentleman at the rear, and I used gentleman loosely. The 2 ladies were basically a repeat of the first instance, and when they faltered, the elder jumped in and said, and I quote, "The children deserved it, as they would have grown up to be evil like their parents." Anyway, the look on the women was gold, as I'm sure there's not many women out there that are into infanticide, and I'm sure they went home as well to do some honest soul searching. In this case, though, with the old dude, I lost it. I told him to fuck off before slamming the door. I was really taken aback by that. I didn't think anyone would have the gall to actually say the children were evil and deserved it. In hindsight, I wish I had have just given them like an endless stare and just let it hang to get creepy. and more awkward, before once again asking him in for coffee. But yeah, that didn't happen that time. Anyway, I got to say though, I haven't had a visit for a long while, a couple of years maybe even. I might have even been blacklisted. Once upon a time, I would have hoped so, but I don't know. I hope not now because I kind of enjoy our chats. Anyway, that's the end of my rant, and as the guys say on Talk Heathen, which is a great show, you should check it out. Go without God. Bye now.